All right. Fres Oquendo, good to have you here. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for
Uh,
having me. I appreciate it. Sorry the lighting ain't that bright. Just, we're getting dark in Chicago, Chi-Town.
I can see you.
Oh, okay.
I can see you. Just wondering what you've been up to lately. I saw a video most recently with you and Joey Borrero working out. You were jogging, I believe.
Yes, man. It's an honor, having the aspect of training my nephew, who I call because I've seen him since he was a baby boy. His grandfather was one of my main trainers, Popo, who's a Phoenix Trinidad Senior's first cousin. And that's how I met Joy back in the early 2000s. And, the rest is history.
What's it like working with Joey Borrero?
Oh, man, it brings back a lot of memories. Remember, his uncle, Tito Trinidad, was my stablemate. And, man, I was just so motivated to have a big brother, like I am with Joey, to motivate me to get where a lot of people didn't think I was going to be. A heavyweight number one and world champion, world class, HBO, Showtime, ESPN. And who could say how many kids from the Caserio in Chicago, I grew up in a housing project in Chicago, make it to the big lights, of New York, Chicago, uh, you know, international, worldwide. And now, I've been blessed and with the foundation that I founded, the FOBA Foundation, which stands for Fres Oquendo Boxing Academy, preventing youth violence through boxing. They helped me, again, I'm one of those underprivileged kids for the project, and boxing, taught me a nice little discipline and lesson in life.
Boxing saved your life.
Yes, that's
And
definitely correct.
I'm glad that you're helping kids.
Yes, that's my passion, man, because I remember like it was yesterday, when I was 13 and in the project, nothing but gangs, drugs, the Chicago housing project was rough, the Cabrini Green Project, Latham Home Project, where I'm from. So I grew up in all the worst of the worst, that people heard nationwide, and thank God I was able to survive because of the sport that we love, boxing.
That's right. I actually still have a lot of VHS cassettes with some of your fights recorded.
Wow, is that right? My earlier fights or later in the fight? Which
Well,
fight?
I was actually just watching your fight a few months ago with James Toney.
Oh wow, that's a classic. Yes. Oh, I see him every year at the Hall of Fame. Atlantic City. We see each other every year and show me nothing but love, man. He's just, man, a humble champion. And him, David Tua, many others, Chris Bird, just to name a few. And we're all family. At the end of the day, the whole boxing public knows that I'm a world, uncrowned world champ. But the WBC end up, you know, giving me a WBC title because of all the injustice in the sport, especially what I've been through. What I'm currently going through with the WBA. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but I'm like the poster child. Even though I'm up there in age and I'm still doing my thing. I fought in 2015 for the world title, and I was supposed to fight Shannon Briggs. The WBA, they violated my federal rights, so they took that opportunity from me. I was supposed to fight Manuel Charm. I don't know if you're familiar with that. So right now, I'm currently, going through these legal, challenges, and hopefully, being a poster child for boxing. Make sure these promoters and these section bodies do the right thing, which the WBA haven't done, not only to me, to many others.
Yeah, well, actually, I was just gonna ask you about this main event taking place with Taylor and Serrano, uh, because Serrano, I believe, won those first two fights, and you've gone through the same thing throughout your career. You went through the same thing where there was quite a few fights where you should have won. A
Yeah.
lot of my friends and family thought you should have won, and you didn't. You didn't get the win that you deserved.
Yeah, we got a lot in common, and it's unfortunate. That's the unfortunate part of the sport. These judges. I mean, I don't know who to blame, but at the end of the day, we sometimes can't leave in the judges, scorecard and do what we got to do. And you know, Serrano and Taylor. I mean, that's a good fight. Taylor's pretty technical. A lot of people didn't know she's an Olympic gold medalist, a good boxer, technical fighter. And Serrano, of course, very brawl fighter. She's a throw money down there. And with heart and soul in the game, and that's great that she's still able to fight like that. Taking so many punishment, throughout her career. But this fight, it's a pick 'em, man. It's three, grueling fights. All these rounds they're gonna be fun. I'm pretty sure this fight's gonna be pretty much similar. Man, it's a pick 'em. I can't really say we're gonna win. It's up in the air. It's anyone's fight, but it's gonna be a good one.
I would say Serrano has to do what Marquez did to Pacquiao in their last fight.
What's that?
I would say that Serrano has to do what Marquez did to Pacquiao in their last fight.
Wow, that was a shocker because actually Manny Pacquiao was up and was getting ready to pretty much put the hurt on Marquez, and man, that shot around the world that nobody expected, nobody seen, and Pacquiao made Pacquiao go to sleep was shocking to me.
So that's what Serrano has to do then.
I think you know what? That's a good synopsis. If she can pull that off, I think she'll be able to have those titles.
And speaking of Serrano, her promoter, he's trying to get a big name for himself.
Oh yeah, Jake
What
Paul.
I know Jake Paul lives in Puerto Rico. What if Jake Paul were to call you out?
Man, I love to fight Jay Paul and show him, the true legend. Even though I'm in the 50 club now, but I feel great. I train, I train with Joey, as you can see. When we do great miles, we do over 5 miles every weekend, and many 3, 4 miles, throughout the regular day. So I'm in shape. I'm in good health. I have no problems, and that'll be. I'll be motivated to get a nice little fight with Jake. We really serious fighter, world class. Ask a real fighter, but we'll see.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
Exactly. And I'm proof of that. I feel great for my age.
I heard that even Tito is still working out hard.
Oh yeah. There's some things that my nephew be showing when I be seeing his little Instagram and Tito jumping the ropes like he's getting ready for the championship. I was there through all his triumphs when he fought Vargas, when he fought De La Hoya, when he fought Omar Carr, William Joppy, just to name a few. When he was retiring. When he fought Sharifi and so forth. And man, it was iconic that I was next to a Hall of Famer, and here I am. That rubbed off me, and now I made several Hall of Fame classes, and because of the motivation from Team Trinidad, and of course his father and his cousin Popo. May he rest in peace.
I don't think anybody would take your lunch because your family is a dangerous family.
Pretty much. Right, right. Uh huh.
Yeah, so you know, I see Joey Borrero getting some good work in. He's got some good guys around him like yourself, Ivan Calderon, Tito. He's got some good guys around him. So I think Joey Borrero is gonna do good.
Oh, he has to. But now, I added another Hall of Fame trainer who actually was former trainer of Floyd Mayweather, current trainer of Devin Haney, Nate Jones, who's at Devin Haney's corner the last fight. Uh, we got him also, with Joey and showing him the techniques, the balance, and the side steps and all that for a technical tall fighter like Joey. To use those with because he's just like a technical fighter like we are. Good jab, head movement. I always keep that head movement and pivoting. And we're installing all that in Joey.
And Joey can punch. So
That's what I'm saying. He's a natural. So we just got to shine him up a little bit, steer him to the a little more smoother. So that power is gonna be just all natural.
hopefully, I've heard a lot of guys saying they want to see Joey Borrero against Fernando Vargas' kids.
Junior, yeah.
So yeah,
That's possible, man. Let's get this win, what we got going, and man, sky's the limit. Like I told him.
yeah, yeah. So Before I let you go, I gotta ask you about Subriel Matia.
Matia, yeah. So
what you
yeah,
what
he's
you think?
he's a hard puncher, man. Relentless. You know, eh, he lost, I guess, the last fight or two, whatever that was, but because he was kind of overconfident, depending on his power thing, he just knock everybody, run over anybody. That's not how in boxing you're always gonna run into a brick wall. You can't just think you're gonna steamroll before everybody. We all know Tito, all of us know that. But in his mentality at the time, being young and immature, he ran into a slick fighter who could barely, bust an egg, but the technicality of it, dissecting all the power that Matia was hoping to land, didn't happen. So he's pretty tough. I mean, represented our country very well. He's a world champion. Um, he just need, to humble himself a little bit and be a realistic type of fighter and fight smart. Don't think about knocking everybody you fight, you're gonna knock out. No, that ain't gonna happen. You gotta be realistic. And I guess he was kind of unrealistic. But it's good to see a good up and coming. A champion like Matias, the new generation. Represent our country real well, and he's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. He's still learning, I think. But we'll see. With his training and his trainers.
What do you think about his opponent? Lately, there's been a lot of Dominicans, So
How does he fight? I never seen an opponent fight. What kind of style he has?
he likes to box a lot. He doesn't like to brawl. I think I see him more as a slick boxer.
Oh, he's gonna have problems. My dad had problems with
Yeah.
stick body. He sparred with Joey a lot. And Joey telling me right now over my head that he is a good technical fighter. That's gonna be a tough fight for Matias. So I'm looking forward to it. I love seeing a brawling boxing fight, and I always edge the boxing because I was one. I'm one.
Hey, there's a lot of boxing fans that always lean towards the punchers, but let's not forget, Pernell Whitaker. Pernell Whitaker, he wasn't a puncher, but he made you miss and he made you pay.
Yep. One of the all-time great. Good friend of mine. Yep. He went to several of my fights. Met him in Vegas several times. It's sad that he's not here with us. God bless him. But great champion. I mean, you see how he fought De La Hoya, the great Tito Trinidad, my stablemate, and many others. And, it's hard to hit him.
Fres Oquendo, thank you so much for taking this time
No
to
problem.
talk to
Thank you
me.
so much. Make all the followers, you can follow me at Fres Oquendo on my foundation, FOBA Foundation at Instagram and Facebook. And preventing youth violence through boxing is my passion and the sport that I love, boxing. Thank you for supporting us, the fighters.
Thank you.
All right, my brother.
All the best.
God bless.